drop every taste on the tip of my tongue. Bend my nail, bite my thumb. Ever did to want clear my name. Baby, in your presence will be the breath into the moment when I pray to my eyes shut. Now I'm praying. Everyone else is going on with the water. Yeah, when we hold each other, nothing else can let us down. The only answer is what we've always wanted for. I'll do anything. I'm not asking this is mine through the perfect strange. 10,000 days on the days to clear our names. Oh, baby, it's our last kiss. Will last forever. That's the moment when I rest my eyes shut. Now I'm praying. Yeah, the only answer is what we've always wanted. Ooh, when we hold each other, nothing else can let us down. The only answer is what we've always wanted.
He decked them, it's over! Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies! Here come the Buffalo Sabres!
Welcome, everybody, to I'll Hang Up and Listen. Let me fix my camera here a little bit. Sorry, guys. Still not working quite right. Do you know why? Because I have the wrong camera on. That is my fault. Makes sense now. Oh, there we go. Little technical errors here, guys. Sorry about that. Welcome to I'll Hang Up and Listen, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room, with 8 different Western New York locations to choose from and over 300 beers to choose from. Fatty Beer Company is one of the best places to get a cold one with your friends, either during a Sabres game, during a Bills game, during football season, or just during happy hour. Live entertainment, music, and trivia at all 8 locations from 11:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. and later, 7 days a week, and one of Western New York's only kid and dog-friendly bars. And don't forget about Buffalo Go, one of the best spots to get all of your Buffalo sports apparel needs, whether it's your shirts, exclusively available at buffalogonow.com. The Hashik Goat shirts, long sleeves, and hoodies, and the matching hat. Don't forget about this bad boy right here. Dog hair not included. From Buffalo Go, at Buffalo Go Co. on Instagram and Twitter, buffalogo.com, at Fatty Beer on Instagram and Twitter as well, fattybeer.com. I am Duane with 2 goalies, 1 Mike. Sabres lose 2-1 in overtime to the hated, I hate them, the Toronto Maple Leafs. One of the, I think, most boring games I think I've watched this entire season. There was not much at all eventful about it. Even overtime was a snooze fest. And what the fuck was Jeff Skinner doing on that last shift in overtime before Matthews scored for his 54th of the season? He was just like floating around like Weekend at Bernie's out there. That was embarrassing. to say the least. But they get a point out of it. Just so funny that they're getting loser points now when it doesn't mean anything. You need these loser points at the beginning of the season, getting those close games to overtime like you did tonight. That's when you needed the loser points, not now when you have like less than 2% chance at making the playoffs. Gross, disgusting, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Sabres lose 2-1. Victor Olofsson, only goal scorer for Buffalo, hasn't been in the lineup for 9 games. Goes out there and absolutely sends a laser past Samsonov, Ilya Samsonov on his glove side. It's off his angle a little bit, but it was a missile, man. Labeled for the top corner, Byron in. Trade bait, baby. Increase that stock, please, because we need that space on the roster. We do not want Victor Olofsson back. I want Yuri Kulk in the lineup, or Rusek or Rosine, or fuck it, bring up Savoy. I really don't care at this point. Season's lost, 13 years and counting. This is embarrassing. Hate losing to the Leafs. And it's not even like a game I can get angry at, because it's not like we got blown out or anything like that. It's not like Toronto played all that much better. I mean, it was just, I felt like I was watching the New Jersey Devils play the New Jersey Devils in the 1990s. That's what tonight's game really felt like. It was boring. And I mentioned it during game notes after the second period. These are games that, like, I need my star players like Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins, and Alex Tuch to show up for. I mean, I hate the Leafs. They should hate the Leafs. This fan base hates the Leafs. Like, show up for these games. Like, leave everything you can out there on the ice, because I want this rivalry to mean something again. Like, and I hate talking about him, but Jack Eichel embraced it. He did. He was a Leaf killer. Jack Eichel was an absolute Leaf killer. I hate saying that fucker's name on this show, but it's true. He was a Leaf killer. There are no Leaf killers left in this team, not even Dahlin at this point. Like, I need a guy guys who literally show up. Well, you want them to show up every game, but literally just take it to a different level against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're in your division. There's the QEW rivalry. Like, it's just, for fuck's sakes, man. Somebody, anybody, when we play these fuckers. I just need somebody who's going to go out there and just absolutely tattoo guys on the boards, go hard to the net, and do everything they can, scratch and claw, to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. And there was nobody out there that was willing to do that tonight. And that's why you lost. It's not like Toronto played much better. They were offering up the game to you. They really were. I thought you were a better team 5-on-5 tonight. Special teams didn't really play much into it. I don't think Nylander's goal was on the power play. I don't believe it was. So, like, this is a game you should have won tonight. You should have won. It's not like Toronto Stars were all over you. I thought defensively you guys played very well. UPL saw most of the shots. I don't look at that game, and I miss small little chunks of it, but to my recollection, it's not like UPL had to make any like outlandish saves. Like, I think he saw most of the shots that were taken on him tonight. For me, that's a game you should win. Toronto was offering it up on a silver platter for you. You got to take it. You have to take it when it's there. So we're going to hit the peanut gallery here. A lot of you guys are in the comments waiting to be heard. 9 points back of Tampa, 63 games each. Yet we lost our games in hand to Tampa Bay. I mean, I'm kind of done even thinking of this as even a shot or hope. I'm thinking lottery at this point. It's getting so damn old watching our top guys make bad plays, hit the net, make a tape-to-tape pass, be in position, skate like you mean it, God damn it. From Hudson Curtin. It sucks, but 1 goal. Our defense and goalie are here. Need a total revamp of our first line. Get a star. Here's the thing. I think we do have a star in Tage Thompson. I just think the guy has been either playing with some type of fracture or broken hand or something. Like, he's not 100%, but even so, like, these are games I just need one of my 4 guys. One of those guys, Cousins, Thompson, Tuck, or Skinner. One of those guys just show up for the Toronto Maple Leafs every single time you play them. All of you. Dahlin, too. Sorry, I don't know how I omit Dahlin. No offensive push, no offensive drive. Paterka, Cousins, Thompson, Skinner, Tuck. Again, no top 6 scoring depth, no bottom 6, except for Heatley, Scratch, Olofsson. Healthy Scratch, Olofsson. Sorry, I don't know why I said Heatley. Gargalot, FYI, your link on Twitter came up, not found. It should be fine now, guys. I don't know why it would be. It says I'm live. So let's see here. Again, yeah, it says I'm live. So hopefully you guys who are on Twitter catching me live, and I think Hudson is. So from Robert Seagrave, Skinner shouldn't be out there in overtime. Another in a long list of Granato brain farts. As I predicted, Middlestat would be traded because of money and Krebs would take his spot. I did think it would be in the off-season trade for a defenseman. From Blake, Matthews is sick. Hopefully we can get Sabres and Leafs to be good at some time point again. Agreed. Like, that's all I want, man. Even if they suck, just like let these Leafs and Sabres, these Leafs games like mean something to them. Adams trade Thompson, Tuck, and Cousins for Marner and Matthews. We lacked. That'll literally never happen, Mauricio. Will never happen. Not even going to finish that comment. I am finished with Granato and the Harbor Center gang. Victor stuck it in his ass tonight. Ha ha. Hopefully someone saw Olsen score and trades us some pucks. Tuck made some bad plays. The whole first line was a joke tonight. From Pablo, another game play, another set of nothing on the score sheet for Peyton. 3 goals and 9 assists on year Krebs. Amazing how he managed to not get points so often. Yeah, I have high hopes for Peyton Krebs. I just think he has only had a handful of games on a line where it complements his skill sets, and I'm willing to give that more time. I think the team has faith in him. I think he was a first-round pick for a reason. He was Vegas's top prospect for a reason. I'm willing to give that guy more time, especially now that the way has been paid for him via the Middlestat trade. Our third period was embarrassing. How many shots? I don't want to say it because it's embarrassing. 9 games, healthy scratch, Olofsson, trade bait, Sabres only goal. Where is the scoring lack? Scoring finesse. Paterka needs Quinn, lost confidence. Cousins, Thompson, Tuck, lack any urgency. I wish Lindy was the coach. Tomorrow we would have shooting drills and draw a hockey net on the whiteboard to introduce them to what it looks like. It's a good one. Power play is too predictable, lacks movement. Players always looking for perfect shots. There's not enough movement. I will agree with that, man. And everybody knows where you're trying to work the puck to, and that's Thompson. That bumper play is seriously non-existent anymore. It's embarrassing. Middlestat will be missed. Creativity, passing. We're doomed. Adams, you should have paid Middlestat, not Thompson. Cousins, underachievers, overhyped, under-talented. I was glad TNT destroyed the Sabres trade by spending a segment showing how dumb it is to have so many left-handed defensemen. Unless a big move is coming, sending one of those lefty out is so dumb. Again, I genuinely think they probably plan on having one of those guys play the right side on their offside. I that's the only explanation to me, because you don't trade Casey Middlestat for a defenseman that you're not going to have in your top 4. It's plain and simple. So I'm excited to see what Byram has to offer. You know, I've tweeted out a lot of highlights today. There's a lot to be excited when it comes to him. There is a ton of offensive upside, and not to mention just he's a gritty play. He plays with an edge. And he adds an element to your blue line that you don't have right now, and that's a guy who plays with an edge in front of his own net. He's not gonna puck watch. He's gonna play physical. He's gonna move guys out of the way of UPL or whoever it is in net. He's gonna hack you in your shins. He's gonna cross check you, and he's not gonna let you just stand there in front of his goalie or stand there alone, unimpeded, waiting for that backdoor pass. So That's the good thing about Bowen Byram that I'm excited to watch. Need to revamp the general makeup of this team. No, not full Tim Murray, but start dealing. I think that could be coming. I don't know. We'll see. Krebs looked good again. Greenway too. I love Jordan Greenway. He has slowly become one of my favorite players on this team. So fun to watch. Ultimate utility, man. He can play on the power play. He can play on the penalty kill. He can play 5-on-5. He'll do whatever you ask him to. Your screen is foggy. Is that coming through for everybody else? Because it looks fine to me. So I don't know what's going on. If you guys are seeing something that I'm not, my screen looks fine on my end. Where is the best chicken wings in Buffalo? Probably Bar Bill, Gabriel's Gate, just to name a few. Victor Olofsson, 36 games played, 5 goals, 8 assists. Peyton Krebs, 61 games, 3 goals, 9 assists. Again, I'm willing to give Peyton Krebs more time. I do. I think that he does have a certain skill set that and they're two different players. You can't compare them to. Peyton Krebs is a much better 200-foot player. Victor Olofsson, granted, the guy can put the puck in the net. We all know where his shortcomings are, and that's why it's been so difficult to trade him. Krebs made great passes and shots. Okposo took a goal from him trying to tip it. I think the problem is the rest of the league started paying attention to Buffalo, and they can't make adjustments when teams prepare for them. We've had that discussion before, like in-game adjustments. That's another thing where Granato seems to fail. When a team game plans, Buffalo is not a difficult team to game plan against. I said it in episode 149 before the game started. It's like, nobody is afraid to go to the front of the net against Buffalo. Like, there's no, then that's why I think Bowen Byram is valuable for them, because as much as he offers offensive upside, he offers that defensive upside too, because he's physical and he has a little bit of Chris Pronger in him. He's going to cross check you in front of the net. He's going to hack at you. He's going to knock you to the ground. He's going to be a little bit dirty, which I like. This team needs that. Krebs with Olofsson and Benson, not exactly a scoring line. I couldn't agree with you more there. Krebs with anyone is not a scoring line. Krebs is has a lower point per game than any forward not named Benson or Girgensons. Again, I'm not going to sit here and keep shitting on Peyton Krebs. Like, you don't like him, I get it. But I'm willing to give this kid the season. Let's see what happens. He's being given an opportunity here, an opportunity he hasn't really been given this season. Let's see what happens when he doesn't play with Girgensons, Okposo, and Eric Robinson, all guys who are, slower than molasses. I feel like Paterka is underutilized. Agreed. You barely ever see him in overtime, and it drives me nuts. That's a kid with speed who has found his scoring touch this season. Give him a shot in overtime. It's better than Jeff Skinner, let's be real. JJ flubbed a few tonight. Granato, master of the brain fart. Tough to win score when you only score 1 goal. From Vinny Vaccaro, do you think Byram is long-term or going to be a part of a move sooner or later? I would like to think he's part of a long-term solution here. I just don't. I don't think you make that. I feel like if he was going to be a part of a deal somewhere else, that there'd been more pieces to that trade. There'd been more going back and forth. Like, I don't know. I think that's the guy. I think they like him. I like him. I just wish he was a right-handed defenseman, but we'll see what happens. From Michael Meyer, if Byram loses that front of net presence, it's official. That being soft is a trademark in the Sabres system. I hope that doesn't happen, because that's one of the things I like most about his game. He's not a soft player. He's not easy to play against in the defensive zone. He's gonna hack you. He's gonna cross check you. He's gonna rub you out along the boards. Like, he plays a very edgy game, and I love it. The offensive talent in the Sabres top 9 is lacking. Yeah, it's not just lacking, it's completely fucking non-existent. And it's gross. It's gross. I know a lot of people are upset that Casey Middlestat, in terms of forwards, he's been the most consistent guy in your lineup, probably next to Paterka. But I get it, man. He's been part of a long tenure of losing in Buffalo. And again, I don't think anybody is complaining about this trade if Byram was a right-handed shot defenseman. I think there's somebody's going to be leaving. Maybe it's Samuelson. Maybe it's Yoki Haru. Who knows? But at the end of the day, there's no way he is going to be sitting outside the top 4 for you. He is a guy that's going to contribute in your top 4 defensive pairing somehow. My guess is they probably have Owen power play on the opposite side of him, and one of them has to play on their offhand. It's just the way it is at this point. But I'm okay to see how it happens because I like what Bowen Byram's skill set is. So trade deadline is Friday. You still have Kyle Okposo. You still have Zemgus Girgensons. You still have Eric Johnson, who was healthy scratch tonight. Illness, but he is healthy scratched. They're probably going to offload him here either tomorrow or within the next couple days. So, honestly, how low your bar with Krebs? He has 12 points in 61 games. Stop blaming his life. Dude, he plays with Kyle Okposo and Zemgus Girgensons. Like, you have to play with guys that complement your style of play. Explain to me how those two guys complement what Peyton Krebs, his skill sets are, which he is a playmaker. He plays with speed. He has good hands. He's not a guy with a ton of finishing touch. He's always there looking to make the pass. Who the fuck is going to bury chances from Peyton Krebs out of those guys? I mean, come on. Like, he's been in this position. He's been given this chance now for what? Barely a handful of games? Okposo has as many goals as Krebs. Yeah, because Okposo, for some reason, has been on the second power play unit all season, dude. How much power play times does Peyton Krebs get? 0. None at all. How often do you see Peyton Krebs in overtime? Never at all. Like, I'm just not having that discussion. I'm not having that discussion. I am going to give him till the end of the season to show us as fans, to show the staff, to show the coaching, to show management that he was deserving to be a part of that Eichel trade, that he is as coveted as they wanted, as they made him out to be. Like, I'm just willing to give him that time. I'm sorry, I just am. I really don't care about how many points Okposo has. I don't care about how many points Eric Robinson has. I don't give a shit. I don't. They have certain skill sets as players. I want to see what he is able to do, put in a better position with more skilled players like he is. Like, and we've seen it, man. We have seen it. We even tonight, you've seen a handful of times him trying to make plays. And again, he played with Victor Olofsson tonight. Like, Victor Olofsson hasn't done dog shit all season, even when he has been in the lineup. So I'm not going to have the discussion about Peyton Krebs. I'm going to give him till the end of the season. You can sit there and complain about him all you want, but I'm not going to be the one of those guys. Yeah, he's 22 years old. Fans have been through a lot and are frustrated, but honestly, there's a lot to be hopeful about in the future. A couple trades could do it. We are like a couple clicks off the Rubik's Cube from Sullivan. From Sean Smith, Duane, I've seen better hockey from high schoolers. Wow. Yeah, I mean, tonight was a very boring, lackadaisical, I don't say lackadaisical, just very uneventful, low-event game. And sucks because it was the Leafs. You want these games to be exciting and full of energy, and there was none of that either tonight. So I could have easily fallen asleep, put it that way. Tonight I saw Victor Olofsson score. Did you miss it? Krebs, nothing but I'm done. I'm not. I wish I could mute you, Pablo, because I just don't care. I don't care. He's 22 years old. I'm going to give him his chance. He was part of arguably the biggest trade in franchise history. You just don't give up on that guy. You give him his chance. He's getting his chance. You know what? Here's what you want, guys. You guys want to sit here and shit on Peyton Krebs. How many years did it take for Casey Middlestat to actually show he was worth remotely where they picked him in the top 10? How many years? 5? Did it take 5 years? I'm pretty sure it took 5 years for him to show that he was worth where they picked him in the draft. So, yeah, I think I'm going to give Peyton Krebs more than a handful of games on the third line, mind you, on the third line, not even a top 6 role, on the third line before I start giving up on Peyton Krebs. Because it took Casey Middlestat 5 fucking years. 5 years. So I'm done having that conversation. I'm not even pulling up the comments anymore. So remember, guys, it's been brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from. Make sure you get over to Fatty Beer at any of their 8 Western New York locations, open from 11:30 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. and later. Make sure you bring your dog. They are a dog-friendly bar. And Buffalo Logo Apparel, one of the best spots to get all of your Buffalo sports apparel needs, whether it's your shirts, your hats, your hoodies. Make sure you go check out Buffalo Logo at Buffalo Logo Co. on Instagram and Twitter, at Fatty Beer on Instagram and Twitter, or fattybeer.com or buffalologoco.com. I'm not placing any judgment on Krebs till next season, especially with the handcuffs he's had on him this season. Agreed. Agreed. I just think the losing culture is just hard to overcome. A lot of these issues, I think, are mental. Agreed. It's partly coaching too. I almost want them to just take a complete landslide here. I'll never root for them to lose, but I think I just had enough of seeing Granato's coaching style. I have. I don't want to fire him, but at this point, I don't know. They're not going to fire him. The season would have to go completely off the rails at this point, worse than it already has, I think, for them to give him the axe, because I don't think Terry Pegula wants to be paying Ralph Krueger and Don Granato to not coach for him next season. So I'm pretty sure he'll still be paying Ralph Krueger as well. And the losing culture is part of it. You come to the rink, you're depressed. It's depressing. You're not winning. It's not like, and there's a difference. Anybody who's, not even just playing hockey, but any sport, when things are clicking and buzzing and rolling, the buildings, full every night, it's easier to show up to do your job. It's hard to O'Reilly's point when he was here. I'm not saying these guys are losing their love for the game. I don't think that's it at all, but it does make it more difficult. But at the end of the day, they're professional athletes. They're paid to play the game of hockey. They need to show up every single night. And right now, it just I don't even want to say that they didn't show up tonight. It was just the energy, and I don't know, it just wasn't there. They should be excited when you play the Leafs. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna keep it a short one tonight, guys. Got kind of a little bit later tonight. We will see you tomorrow against Nashville. Why can't we just be off until the trade deadline? I don't want to. No. Maybe you won't see me. I don't know. I need a night off too. It really is. It gets exhausting, man. I want to be excited about Bowen Byram, but then you go through the comments, in social media, and there's such an indifference. And I personally am excited for him. I really am. I know a lot of you people aren't, but I am extremely excited about what Bowen Byram can potentially bring to this lineup. It sucks that it came at the cost of Casey Middlestat. On this show and amongst other, on other shows, I have advocated to keep him and re-sign him, but unfortunately that's not the case. The Sabres have a large surplus of centermen. Something had to give. You either trade your prospects or you trade a guy like Middlestat who is going to be an RFA. And the only thing I wish in terms of that trade is I wish it was a right-handed defenseman. And B, I just wish that you would have got a little bit more back, because Colorado will control his rights because he's only an RFA. He's not a UFA. I think that's worth more in a trade, in my opinion. So excited to see what number 4 Bowen Byram brings to Buffalo. Hopefully we see him in tomorrow's lineup and see where he slots in. Let's see here from Kevin. Byram, top 4 and good friends with Cousins, Quinn, and Krebs. Yeah, that's cool. I think he mentioned it in an interview too, that it was shocking to get traded, but he has some good relationships with some of the players here, so hopefully it's an easy transition for him. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, it's been real. I just wish there was more to talk about tonight. The game was so boring. Normally, I in situations like that, I would pass out, but I didn't tonight. I wish I did. I really, really wish I did, because that was a boring fucking hockey game. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Sabres lose to the Leafs 2-1 in overtime, get a loser point. And it's so cool that they get loser points now and not fucking back in October, November, and December when it really could have helped now. And we're on the tails of them trading Casey Milstat for defenseman Bowen Byram. Obviously, you guys all are a pretty polarizing trade. You guys all have opinions on it. You've heard my opinion. I'm actually excited for it to see, what type of, to see the style of brand of hockey he's going to bring to our blue line. I'm excited for it. So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Sabres as always. And we'll see you then.
Different.